Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about TikTok because TikTok is violating your privacy even more than it was before. And honestly, I don't understand why people actually use this app. There's a ton of different social media platforms out there. Why this blew up, it's beyond me. Now, this is coming from TechCrunch and other sources, but thanks to like the 1,700 people that messaged me, sent me emails, whatever it was, to get me this information, I love you all. Thank you very much. You knew I'd be all over this one because, my God, talk about privacy violations. Now, here's what's going on. A change to TikTok's U.S. privacy policy on Wednesday, 2 days ago, introduced a new section that says the social video app, quote, may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information, end quote, from its users' content. Now, this includes things like, and I quote again, face prints and voice prints. The policy basically went on to say a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to get to, but when reached for comment by TechCrunch, TikTok could not confirm what product developments necessitated the addition of biometric data to its list of disclosures about the information it automatically collects from users, but TikTok did say that it would ask for consent in the case that such data is basically going to be collected. But, and there is a huge but here in the sense of they're asking for consent before doing this, because the biometric data collection details were introduced in a newly added section called Image and Audio Information, but this was found under the overarching heading Information We Collect Automatically. That's right. Now, this is part of TikTok's privacy policy that lists the type of data that the app gathers from users, which is already very, very extensive, and we will get to that. The first part of this new section explains that TikTok may collect information about the images and audio that are in users' content, and I quote, such as identifying the objects and scenery that appear, the existence and location within an image of a face and a body, features and attributes, the nature of the audio, and the text of the words spoken in your content. So basically, they're looking at your face, your body features, your voice, anything that you are doing, and they are collecting that as biometric information. And to be fair, other social networks do basically object recognition on images that you upload basically for other features. So they also do this for ad targeting purposes as well. So identifying where a person in the scenery is can help for things like augmented reality, and basically converting spoken word to text helps with automatic captions on a lot of social media platforms. TikTok would be included in that as well. And I have done a lot on just how insane the data mining is on social media like Facebook and others. And I will get to Facebook in a moment here, comparing the two, because this is a common argument that I hear. But to continue, they're also going a bit deeper than that, because this policy also notes that this is part of a data collection, that part of the data collection is for enabling, and I quote, special video effects for content moderation, for demographic classification, and for content and ad recommendations, and for other non-personally identifying operations. The more concerning part, though, of this new policy in this section references the plan to collect biometric data, and it states, and I quote, we may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information as defined under U.S. laws, such as face prints and voice prints from your user content. Where required by law, we will seek any required permissions from you prior to any such collection. This is incredibly vague. Think about this. It doesn't specify whether it's looking at U.S. federal law, state law, or both. It also doesn't explain, as basically the other parts did, why TikTok needs this data. It doesn't define the term face print or voice print. It doesn't explain basically how it would go about seeking these permissions from you, or if it would actually look at either state or federal laws to guide that process of gaining your consent. Now, that's important because as it stands today, there are not many U.S. states that have biometric privacy laws. Illinois, Washington, Texas, and New York have it, but not much else. Now, so if TikTok only requests consent where required by law, that means basically the 46 other states wouldn't have to be informed about this data collection, and obviously that's a massive amount of our population. So, again, reached for comment, a TikTok spokesperson told TechCrunch they could not offer more details on the company's plan for biometric data collection or how it may tie into either current or future products. This biometric disclosure comes at a time, obviously, when TikTok has been working to regain the trust of many U.S. users. If you recall, under the Trump administration, the federal government attempted to ban TikTok from operating in the United States entirely, calling the app a national security threat because of the ownership that it has by a Chinese company with deep ties to the Beijing government. TikTok fought against this ban, and basically this was a whole mess and all of that. I actually agreed with the Trump administration on this, not on political lines. This was a political football in that trade war with China that the Trump administration had. But from the cybersecurity and privacy standpoint, I am not a fan of TikTok. And like I said, we'll get into that, in a second here, because they also said that they never share TikTok user data with the Chinese government, nor censored content, despite being owned by a Beijing-based company called ByteDance. They said they would never do so. But as I'm pointing out here, that flies in the face of a Chinese government law, I believe from 2017, that says any Chinese company that has data on U.S. citizens must, by Chinese law, turn that information over to the Chinese government. So which is it? They can't have that both ways. It is worth noting, however, that this basically new disclosure about biometric data follows a $92 million class action settlement against TikTok that was filed in May of 2020 over the state of Illinois' Biometric Information Privacy Act, or BIPA. I happen to be in Illinois and fall under that. I don't use TikTok, so I didn't get money. The consolidated suit included more than 20 separate cases filed against TikTok over the platform's collection and sharing of personal and biometric information without user consent. Specifically, this involved the use of facial filter technology for special effects. Basically, this appears to be a cover your butt, a CYA move on TikTok's part, which then opens up the possibility that they've been actually probably doing this for some time now, because now they're only writing this. This disclosure, it should be noted, is only added to the US privacy policy because the United States is far behind other privacy protections that other entities or governments have, such as the European Union and its member states, Australia, Japan, etc., etc. And so this only applies to the United States. We are playing catch up, and I'm hoping that this new administration will actually fix that. In the grand scheme of things, TikTok still has a ton of data on you, your content, your devices, even without the biometric data. So TikTok policy, for example, already states that it will automatically collect information about your device, your location data based on your SIM card, your IP addresses, your GPS, your use of TikTok itself and all the content you create or upload, the data that you send in messages on its app, metadata from the content you upload, cookies, the app and file names of your device, battery state, even your keystroke patterns and rhythms, and on and on and on. In addition to the information you choose to provide section, which comes from basically when you register this content. In that case, TikTok is also, as you register, collecting your registration info, username, age, language, etc., profile, which would be name, photo, social media accounts, all your user-generated content on the platform, your phone and social network contacts, payment information, plus text, images, and videos found in the device's clipboard. That's right, if you're copying and pasting back and forth, they've got it. TikTok, as you may recall, alerted users to the fact that TikTok and other apps were now basically accessing this thanks to Apple's iOS that showed that the clipboard was being accessed by TikTok and other apps as well. And so basically now their policy is saying that TikTok may collect the clipboard data with your permission. And that doesn't include what a cybersecurity researcher found a year ago or so in that app, that as basically the TikTok app was scanning the wireless infrastructure that the mobile device was on. It was gathering a ton of telemetry from the phone and its surrounding network and other applications. This is what was reverse engineered by a cybersecurity researcher. And so this is absolutely nuts. And basically, some users, as of Thursday, June 3rd, yesterday, were starting to see pop-up messages alerting them to the privacy policy update, but that page was not available when they actually tried to go to it and read to it. Others were complaining, this is all on Twitter, that they were seeing pop-ups repeatedly over and over and over, although this does not appear to be a universal issue. And one of the arguments that I hear all the time is, well, Nick, all of them do this. Like, Facebook is a horrible, horrible, data mining, privacy violating, whatever it is, so why should we care about TikTok, and I will give you that answer. One, they're both doing it. I don't give Facebook a free pass. And if you followed me, listened to me, or watched me over the years, you know I have done videos entitled things like "It's time to put Mark Zuckerberg in jail." Facebook doesn't get a free pass, but what Facebook has that TikTok doesn't have is that it resides in the United States of America, which gives U.S. citizens and other citizens in the world basically a foundation to legally go after Facebook and have them essentially erase your data. In some states like California, you have the right to be forgotten, and Facebook, being based here in the United States, in Silicon Valley, in California, has to apply and basically adhere to those laws or face lawsuits. We cannot go to the Chinese government and basically say, TikTok, I have the right to be forgotten, erase all of my data, because if they are replicating that according to that according to that Chinese law from the Beijing government that says, you're TikTok, you have to give me US citizens' information, we're not getting that back. You try suing ByteDance in Beijing. It's not going to happen. That's the difference. If the app is developed in the European Union or Canada or the United States or Australia or even Japan, there is legal recourse under those federal laws to basically be forgotten, get your data back. You have recourse. With this, you don't. It's gone. And as you continue to update your information, as you continue to give more, they can progressively see things like facial recognition. You know, if you're 10 years old and you're 12, you look different as you're maturing. If you're 15 versus 20, you look different as you're maturing. I'm getting more gray, as was pointed out to me the other day. I'm getting older. I am maturing. They have that data. They have that progression of how I'm moving on, not to mention biometric and everything else that we've got. This is not something that we can glibly sit by and do. This is a surveillance app first, collecting data for a foreign government. It's a stupid video app second. And if we forget that, all we are doing is helping somebody that we shouldn't be. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where you will be data mined, but have recourse. And you can subscribe to me at YouTube as well. Well, you will be data mined, but you have recourse. And as always, stay safe and stay online. And please stay away from TikTok. Thanks, everyone.